Hello students, welcome to Global Online. Now Global Online has brought an preparation for you for the topic, that is for the unit communication, wherein we'll be having 50 questions on the topic communication, and these 50 questions are very important for your final examination, that is UGC NTA NET 2022. And in order to make the preparation simple for you, we have this one video which is consisting of all the questions, and we only advise you as well as request you that you ensure that you're watching this video from the start to the end, because if you want to score marks related to this particular unit, that if you want to score 10 on 10 on this particular unit, you have to watch this video till the end. Then only we can assure you that this video is going to really help you out with every concept of communication, giving you the confidence to attempt your paper. But without fail, ensure that you're reading the question very carefully and then attempting the answers for the same. This is to also inform to all the students that we have a complete course for UGC NTA NET Paper 1. Now, these complete course will be consisting of all the units of paper 1. Equal importance is given to all the units with the preparation strategy. And not only this, we also have daily live lectures from Monday to Saturday at 9 p.m. So you can attend those live lectures also. We have notes, that is PDF notes. You also can call as at revision notes, which will help you to revise the concepts and which is specially required now. We also have 10 years question papers, that is, for the practice, so that you can get an clear idea about the set of questions and how you're going to get the questions. So that will also give you a clear strategy. And you also have the test series, which will be consisting of more than 2500 questions. So the fees for paper 1 is 3500, but we have a discount offer going on. So at present, this particular course is available for 3200. You can definitely take this course, prepare yourself best for the examination. Students, we also have paper 2. Now paper 2 notes as well as MCQs are available, which are which are given on the screen. The subjects of paper 2 are given on the screen, as well as you have MCQs available for this. You can get in touch with us with the given WhatsApp number, which is available on the screen. And the fees for the same is 1500, but as we have a discount offer going on, so here we have the fees is 1200 for this discounted offer.
So without wasting time, let's start with the day. All the best to everyone. Let's go with question number 1. Every communicator has to experience manipulated emotions, anticipated excitement, the issue of homopiles, status dislocation. So kindly focus on the question. Here they are asking about the communicator and the experience. So definitely we will go with the usual method of downsizing the options which are not nearby to the question. So communicator will never manipulate the emotions. It's not possible. He will never do a status dislocation, which is, it's a system, okay, or a process. He would never go with an issue of homopiles because it will be consisting only of a community. But when we talk about anticipated excitement, yes, because that is a feeling due to happening of something. Like, for example, the feeling before your mock test series, which started right now, the feeling before your exam, the feeling before your display of results. So the answer for this question is, correct option is option number B. स्टूडेंट्स हिंदी मीडियम वाले स्टूडेंट्स, आपके क्वेश्चंस भी हिंदी में रिफ्लेक्ट हो रहे हैं. सो आप भी क्वेश्चंस को साथ साथ पढ़ के, सारे रूल्स आपके लिए भी सेम है, एंड यू कैन जस्ट speed up with your practice. Let's go for question number 2. Instructions which encourage live participation and interaction through online classes. यानी जो भी इंस्ट्रक्शंस ऑनलाइन क्लासेस में दी जाती है, उस इंस्ट्रक्शंस को क्या बोला जाता है? सिंक्रोनियस इंस्ट्रक्शंस, असिंक्रोनियस इंस्ट्रक्शंस, ट्रेडिशनल इंस्ट्रक्शंस, थियोरेटिकल. अभी इंस्ट्रक्शंस है और लाइव है, ऑनलाइन लाइव क्लासेस. सो ऑब्वियसली ट्रेडिशनल तो होंगे नहीं, theoretical bhi honge nahi. So it depends. Now these are the two options which are left, synchronous and asynchronous. When it is a live classes and when the instructions are going live, those instructions are called as synchronous instructions. So the right option for this question is option number A, that is synchronous instructions. Let's go to question number 3. In the context of communication, usual sequences, whenever the communication takes place, तो यूजुअल सीक्वेंस कौन सा होता है? नाउ मे बी आपको थोड़ा सा लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल ये क्वेश्चन पढ़ के कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है, सो जस्ट फोकस ऑन द क्वेश्चन. इट्स टॉकिंग अबाउट द कम्युनिकेशन एंड इट्स टॉकिंग अबाउट द सीक्वेंस. सीक्वेंस यानी ऑर्डर, द लॉजिक, ओके, द लॉजिकल ऑर्डर. तो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट कम्युनिकेशन, ऑब्वियसली कम्युनिकेशन से होना है तो कम्युनिकेशन से ही स्टार्ट होना चाहिए. So communication, so here we do not have an option of language which will get cancelled. So we have two options with us. Okay, let's see now. So when we are talking about communication, obviously सबसे पहले क्या use होगा? Language. फिर होगा, you know, which will be conveyed to the society, that is in the form of civilized way. So the option number 3 is the right answer for this question. That is your correct answer is option number 3. Next is your question number 4, which is based on assertion and reasoning. So yes, इस टाइप में क्वेश्चंस, इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस को आपको कैसे सॉल्व करना है? You don't have to consider yourself in the situation. आपको सिर्फ क्वेश्चंस पढ़ने हैं और उस क्वेश्चन को ही उस रीजन से एनालाइज करना है. आपको आपके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू को कंसिडर नहीं करना है. You have to focus on the assertion and the given reason. So the question is, assertion is टीचर कम्युनिकेशन इज सेंट्रल टू द क्लासरूम मैनेजमेंट. यानी अगर टीचर को क्लासरूम मैनेज करना है, टीचर का कम्युनिकेशन स्टैंडर्डाइज या सेंट्रल होना चाहिए. Yes, this option is right because classroom में बहुत सारे different ways, different attitudes, beliefs, customs के बच्चे होते हैं, तो centralized होना चाहिए. Now, what reason they have given for this? Teacher communication behaviors should not be used to regulate the classroom behavior of the students. Should not be used. Classroom में exactly role teacher का क्या है? बहुत सारे रोल्स है, बट उसमें से एक इंपॉर्टेंट रोल है टू रेगुलेट द क्लासरूम बिहेवियर. तो ऑब्वियसली सेंट्रलाइज्ड मैनेजमेंट तो होना ही चाहिए, बट द रीजन इज टॉकिंग अबाउट नो. सो डेफिनेटली दिस कैन नॉट बी द ट्रू ऑप्शन. सो अगर जहां पे आर ट्रू है वो ऑप्शन हमारे ऑप्शन वो राइट है ही नहीं. Okay, so if you see all the option gets cancelled. So your correct option is option number 4, that is A is true and R is false. That is your right answer is option number 4. Next question. Again, it's on assertion and reason. Meaning of messages used in the classroom are arbitrary in nature. Okay, so what is the meaning of arbitrary? That is personal whims, or it is called as a random choice. Okay, personal hai. The meaning of messages used in the classrooms are arbitrary in nature. That is personal. उसका रीजन क्या दिया है? मीनिंग्स आर लर्न्ड एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ वंस प्रायर एक्सपीरियंस. यानी हमारा प्रायर एक्सपीरियंस वंस तो पर्सनल है, सो डेफिनेटली इट विल डिपेंड अपॉन व्हाट? इट विल डिपेंड अपॉन आवर पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस इटसेल्फ. तो A एंड R दोनों ट्रू है. सो व्हाट इट इज फॉल्स, इट्स इट्स कैंसल आउट. तो दोनों ट्रू है, तो फर्स्ट और सेकंड में से कौन सा ऑप्शन राइट हो सकता है? बट हमने ये भी पढ़ा कि ट्रू तो है, बट R is also the proper reason for what? It's a proper reason for A. So if you see here the option number A, that is the first option is the right answer. Next question is again based on assertion and reason. Classroom communication has a cultural dimension. Okay, अभी culture का मतलब क्या है? रीड द रीजन. ऐसे अगर ऐसे सिचुएशन आता है जब आपको असर्शन समझ में नहीं आता है, सो बेटर बिफोर मेकिंग एनी कंक्लूजन आप पहले रीजन रीड करो. So reason is what? Beliefs, habits, customs and language are the cultural characteristics of communication. So culture comprises of what? Culture comprises of beliefs, habits, customs and languages. So yes, this is the correct option. Okay, so statement A is true. Okay, R is also true. तो जहां false होगा आप उसको cancel कर दो. Okay, लेकिन यहाँ पे मैंने क्या बोला है? ट्रू है और उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन भी राइट है. So your option number A is the correct option. The next question. Okay, that is question number 7. Connotative communication inside the classroom is what? Is it direct, critical, implicit or explicit? Now in such question, first of all, आपको ये question करने के लिए आपको connotative का meaning पता होना चाहिए. It's nothing but it is called as the secondary word. Secondary word which expresses the emotions or idea. That is communication है ना, तो वो express करता है. So जब भी मैंने बोला secondary, सेकेंडरी का मतलब है which is which comes after the primary part. Okay, तो ये कैसा है, it's indirect. सी उसका जो इम्पैक्ट है वो पॉजिटिव भी हो सकता है, वो नेगेटिव भी हो सकता है ना. डोंट थिंक कि कम्युनिकेटिव कम्युनिकेशन जो कम्युनिकेशन है वो नेगेटिव है या पॉजिटिव है. इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द सिचुएशन. लेकिन वो कौन सा टाइप का कम्युनिकेशन है, इट्स अ सेकेंडरी कम्युनिकेशन. सो कैसे होगा उसका, it how it will be inside the classroom. Is it direct, is it critical, is it implicit or it is explicit? तो सेकेंडरी है, इसका मतलब वो डायरेक्ट होगा ही नहीं. ओके, एक्सप्लिसिट का मीनिंग डायरेक्ट है, वो क्रिटिकल होगा भी नहीं. सो द राइट आंसर फॉर दिस इज इट इज इम्प्लिसिट. Okay, let's move to question number 8. Now question number 8 talks about communication through colors can result in. Now communication with the help of colors. So somewhere it tells about what ki wo non-verbal communication hai. Okay, now the options are aesthetic codes, cultural codes, semantic codes, binary codes. Binary codes hoga nahi. Okay, it's not a computer language. Semantic ke logical hai nahi. When it comes about colors, it talks about what? Appreciation. It talks about beliefs. It talks about values. So definitely it is option number 1 and option number 2. So if you see the right answer for this option, this question is your option number B. Okay. Question number 9. Variables that affect the information processing in a classroom are. यानी जो क्लासरूम में वेरिएबल्स यूज होते हैं that affect the information, वो कैसे होते हैं? They are what? Are they the perception levels? Are they the learned habits? Are they the attitudes, beliefs and values? Are they the selective factor? Okay, or are they the market expectation, or are they institutional intervention? So maybe आपको नहीं समझा है, just go to the question once again. Variables that affect the information processing in classroom. Information in classroom किस वजह से affect हो सकता है? So अगर आपको question confuse कर रहा है, just catch the catchy words. एक तो है आपका information, दूसरा है classroom. यानी आप बच्चों से interact कर रहे हो, तो उस particular interaction में क्या सबसे ज्यादा affect हो सकता है? Obviously market expectation होगा नहीं, institutional intervention hoga nahi. Okay, so just go through this 4 options again. Perception, yes. Habits, yes. Attitude, belief, yes. And selectivity यानी कि कौन से कम्युनिकेशन आइडिया को लेना है और कौन से आइडियाज को एलिमिनेट करना है. So if you see your options, that is option number 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to select 1, 2. So 5 is not there. So just cancel the 5. So बचता है कौन सा आपका option number 4. So option number 4 is a, see market expectation होगा ही नहीं. So wherever the option 5 is there, just cancel it out. सबसे ज्यादा easy है ये method. So option number 4 is your right answer. Then we have next question of assertion and reason. Selective exposure in the classroom is dependent on students' perception and knowledge about the source of information. The reason is the effectiveness of the communication source determines the selective exposure of the students to information. So this is the option for you. तो सिलेक्टिव एक्सपोजर यानी अगर हम किसी के कम्युनिकेशन को सुनते हैं, लाइक टीचर, यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट और टीचर के बीच है ना, वो किस पे डिपेंड होता है? स्टूडेंट्स परसेप्शन एंड नॉलेज अबाउट द सोर्स, कि कौन सा विच टाइप ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन हैज टू बी परसीव्ड इन व्हाट वे. So yes, it is dependent on student only, because the effectiveness of this source determines the selective exposure of the students. So yes, the question, that is both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation for A, because ultimately the one who is the receiver, जो students है, वो उन पे depend करता है कौन से information को कैसे perceive करे, कैसे absorb करे, और उसमें से कौन सा what type of benefit can be taken out. Okay, please remember this question is very very important. I mean to say, iska jo understanding hai wo important hai. Like for example, many a times we tell that we do not listen to the lecture, understanding ki lecture boring hai aur ya lecture samajh nahi raha hai, lekin agar aap usko theek se sunoge, everything which is coming to you, okay, has something learning, has a learning lesson out of it. So it depends upon your exposure. Agar aap usko, if you deny to listen, obviously आपके लिए वो कुछ effective होगा ही नहीं. So that is the meaning of this question. Now let's go to question number, that is the option for this question, as I said, is option number 1, a correct option. Let's go to question number 11. In the context of email, okay, what is spam? Now we know we get a spam mails, okay, so spam ko kya bola jata hai? Okay, now actually spam mails are those mail, okay, if you see the options, the act of overloading an email server by denial of service attack, email messages that are infected with viruses, a large quantity of e-messages do not reach the recipient, unsolicited advertising sent to a large number of recipients. So if you know कि spam क्या है, ये question बहुत ही easy है. Spam is nothing but, you know, it is like a message, okay, or a mail which we didn't ask for, but still it falls in our mailbox. So जो हम पूछ नहीं रहे हैं फिर भी वो हमारे पास आ जाते हैं. So such type, उसके लिए अगर एक one word use करें, so it is called as unsolicited advertising, okay, जिसकी हमें जरूरत नहीं है, but still it gets, you know, into our mailbox. So spam is what? Unsolicited advertising sent to a large number of recipients. So that is your option number 4 is the right answer. In a classroom, probability of message reception can be enhanced by, like for example, the meaning of this question is classroom में क्या chances है कि message, okay, reception is enhanced by what? किस चीज से वो ज्यादा enhance हो सकता है? Exposing the ignorance of the students, ये negative है, तो definitely it is not possible. Increasing the information load, नहीं होगा, because you know आप जितना information load बढ़ाओगे, it will be difficult for the student to digest, so it is not possible. Using high decibel audio tools, it's not at all possible, definitely there is a capacity for a noise decibels, so this is not the correct answer. So establishing a viewpoint can be the probability. Whenever you give a receptant a viewpoint establishment, the chances for the message reception becomes, you know, high. Enhanced, it means it becomes high. So you have your option number 4 as the correct answer. The spatial video audio reproduction in the classroom can reduce the students, okay. When we talk about an audio reproduction, okay, now spatial audio reproduction ये कैसे होता है? It is, you know, it's in 360 degree angle. जब बच्चों को 360 degree angle में, you know, message pass होता है, so what happens? What it produces? Respect for the teacher? Definitely not. Motivation for excellence? No, it does not. Interest in technology orientation? No. Cognitive load in understanding. Now see, as I said, जो message बच्चों को दिया जाता है, you know, that is spatial audio which we call, it is creating a sound, you know, in 360 degree angle, sub from all the angles, from all the corners. So it becomes easier for a student, for a child, that cognitive load in understanding, यानी जो mental capacity understanding की वो थोड़ी ज़्यादा बढ़ जाती है. So this is the correct answer. That is option number 4 is the correct answer for your given question. The next is a good communicator begins with his or her presentation with a what. Now, like for example, आपको ये question नहीं पता. Okay, now see, in such type of questions, maybe आपको non-sequitur, repetitive phrase, ice break या complex question नहीं पता. Okay, अभी यहाँ पे क्या दिया है? A good communicator. Good communicator कभी भी complex question नहीं use करेगा. It's simple. Okay, repetitive phrase नहीं use करेगा. See, good communicator, it means he is strong with his communication skills, his presentations, his way of, you know, dealing the audiences. Okay, so now whenever a stranger stands in front of him, you are not ready to open up, या तो डर है, or you are not able to understand. So जब भी ऐसे situation होता है, a communicator always try to make the audiences comfortable. जैसे like for example, teacher enters the class for the first time. Okay, so teacher knows that, you know, she's interacting with the students for the first time. So teacher wants to create that bonding, that comfortable zone, so that the students speak up. Okay, so in that sense, a communication always should start with a icebreaker. Icebreaker, it means that it's like, you know, it's like creating an environment of comfort and then allowing the, you know, students to speak. इससे impact बहुत अच्छा होता है और positive होता है. So the answer for this question is option number C. Next question, the classroom communication should be essentially. Classroom communication कैसे होना चाहिए? Okay, when we are talking about classroom communication, abstract, in short, nahi. Okay, non-descriptive, definitely not. Contrived, it's not. It means that, you know, these are all negative qualities. So classroom communication हमेशा कैसे होना चाहिए? Empathetic. It means where it is supportive, where it is polite, where it gives, you know, you give an attention to the either, like for example, to the children, to the student. So it creates, you know, a positivity. Or rest of the options are negative, like towards negative. So the classroom communication should always be empathetic. Okay, that is your option number 1 is your correct option. The next question which we have is question number 16. When verbal and non-verbal messages are contradictory, यानी दोनों में confusion है, you know, different है, तो हमेशा people किस पे believe करते हैं? Interdeterminate messages, verbal messages, non-verbal messages, aggressive messages. Now, obviously, aggressive messages, you know, it's not possible. Interdeterminate इसका मतलब आपको doubt है थोड़ा सा, it's not possible again. Verbal or non-verbal. Okay, now many a times there is a confusion in these questions. Please listen. Whenever action speaks great, you know, actions are more greater than the words, speaks more than the words. So always such type of messages में सिर्फ non-verbal messages people believe at. People believe at non-verbal messages. So here your option number 3 is the right answer. Okay, next, the typical feature of an information-rich classroom lecture is in the nature of being. यानी कोई भी classroom का typical feature of with respect to information, which type of information students seek. तो यहाँ पे आपको सबसे ये बेस है, ये कम्युनिकेशन के सब्जेक्ट का बेस है. Students go either for sedentary, staggered, factual or sectorial. So if you know, students always, nowadays the generation always looks for a factual message, facts. They believe in facts. Imagination se zyada unko they need to have, you know, a strong base to believe on some message. So that this type of messages, the information rich classroom lecture is always to be in the nature of what? It should be in the nature of factual information. Next, expressive communication is driven by. So when we are talking about expressive communication, now see expressive. When we talk about expressive communication, इसमें बहुत सारे factors आते हैं. Okay, like for example, your facial expressions, your volume, your pitch, your body language, your gestures. So there are a lot of things. Okay, so अगर आप options देख रहे हो, passive aggression, encoder's personality characteristics, external clues, encoder decoder contract. Now if you read the question carefully, passive तो होगा नहीं. Okay, expressive है तो passive तो it's दोनों opposite है. External clues होगा नहीं, it is, you know, it is communicated. Okay, so clues तो होंगे नहीं. Contract से there is no question of contract, so it is about personality. I told you, know, expressive communication में बहुत सारे factors consider होते हैं, जैसे आपके gestures है, eye contact है, body language है. So it is all about the encoder's personality. So your option number 2 is the right answer. Question number 19. Positive classroom communication leads to. यानी अगर classroom communication positive है, so it leads to what? Coercion, confrontation, submission, persuasion. Okay, so always remember, whenever there is a positive classroom, okay, this, you know, the 3 options are not a nearby options. Okay, it always leads to persuasion. Okay, ensuring that you persuade your child either to create an interest in the subject, interest in studies, interest in their overall personality development. So positive classroom communication हमेशा persuasion का characteristics disclose करता है. That is option number 4 is your right answer. Next, classroom communication is the basis of what? classroom communication is the basis of social identity, external innatives, bias passivity, group aggression. Okay, so if you read the question very carefully, okay, these are all the negative things which are not possible. So if your classroom communication always help the child to create his social identity by transforming his personality, overall personality. So it helps in what? It helps in social identity. Okay. Question number 21. Effective communication presupposes. Now, what is the meaning of presupposes? अगर आपको इसका meaning याद, if you know the meaning very well, आप immediately answer कर सकते हो. Presupposes का मतलब है which helps you to know, which helps you to understand. Okay, so effective communication कभी भी domination नहीं लाएगा, non-alignment नहीं लाएगा. Okay, or effective communication cannot bring passivity. So effective communication only helps to what? It helps for understanding. Okay, so option number 4 is the right answer. Then in communication process, signs derive meaning through. In communication process, signs के meanings, okay, किससे? With the help of what? Okay, here subjectivity of components, objectivity of the decoder, network of interrelation, neutrality of the channel. So we are talking about signs. So obviously subjectivity or objectivity आएगा नहीं. Okay, channel neutral नहीं होगा. So it is what? It's because of the network interrelations. So the right answer for this is option number C, network interrelation. This is a recent, this question was in a recent year. तो ये क्वेश्चन थोड़ा this is maybe first time आप देख रहे हो, तो ये recent year का question है. Okay, so you just have to understand कि science derive करना है process में, तो it happens because of what? It happens because of network of interrelations. Next question. What do communicated words carry in a classroom situation? Classroom में जो word communicate होते हैं, okay, उससे students को क्या मिलता है? What type of situation does it create? Okay, now read the question properly और आप है ना पहले options पढ़ो. Inspiration, controversy and introspection, diversion, criticism and irrationality, insipidity, irrationality and non-acceptance, पावर स्ट्रक्चर ट्रेडिशन. ओके, अगर आप अभी देखोगे क्लासरूम कम्युनिकेशन सिचुएशन, कम्युनिकेटेड वर्ड्स सिचुएशन कैसे क्रिएट करता है? कंट्रोवर्सी होगा नहीं, बिकॉज दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल. वी कीप आवर चिल्ड्रन अवे फ्रॉम दिस. क्रिटिसिज्म, वी डू नॉट टीच आवर चाइल्ड. ओके, इंसिपिडिटी, इरैशनैलिटी एंड नॉन एक्सेप्टेंस. अगर नॉन एक्सेप्टेंस हम बच्चों को नहीं सिखाते, इंसिपिडिटी का मतलब होता है बोरिंग, तो वो दैट वी डोंट try, we bring enthusiasm. So it is power, structure and tradition. Now see, इसमें आपको concepts पता होने चाहिए, meanings at least. Controversy आपको पता है, criticism आपको पता है. ये question में भी insipidity आपको नहीं पता, but हम बच्चों को तो non acceptance नहीं सिखाते हैं. So it should give power, structure and tradition. So here your question, that is option number D, is the right option for the question. So just आपको बहुत carefully question पढ़ना है और options. आपके answers आपके सामने ही रहते हैं. You just have to show your alertness of mind. Okay, words को ठीक से पढ़ के try to ensure that your judgment comes properly. Next, as a good classroom communicator, you are supposed to know your. अभी आपको अगर आप एक good communicator हो, okay, तो आपको क्या पता होना चाहिए? Audience emotions, silent clues, artful pauses and counter arguments. Okay, audience emotions, but आपके audiences same नहीं होंगे, और emotions, maybe people are faking the emotions, तो ये option नहीं होगा. Silent clues, it's not possible. We have to deal with 50 to 60 students in a class, so it's not possible. Counter arguments, no. Pauses, तो आप artful pauses, यानी आपको कहाँ pause लेना है, कहाँ रुकना है, कितना रुकना है, how to bring back your child to the to the lessons. So this is an art and you should know about this if you are a good classroom communicator. So your right answer is answer number C, artful pauses. Next, figure out the components of. Components का मतलब होता है factors. Non-verbal communication in a classroom. I mean, non-verbal communication. Don't jump to the answer. Read all the options carefully. Facial expression, cultural space and sitting arrangement, speed of utterance, feel good factor, and octosius, high sound, physical ambience, and teacher-learner distance, facial expression, kinesis, and personal space. तो अभी अगर आप देख रहे हो facial expression, cultural space, sitting arrangement does not text non-verbal, तो ये नहीं होगा. Speed of utterance, feel good factor, acoustics. Now this does not shows utterance यानी बोलना, so this does not shows any non-verbal communication clue. High sound, physical ambience, and teacher learning distance. It does not show any type of non-verbal communication. So facial expressions, okay, kinesis, that is distance, and the personal space shows you what the components of non-verbal communication. So here your option number D is the right option for the question. Next, which of the following are the basic factors of effective listening? Okay, so opinion, that is opinionation, stare and glare and interruptions, aggressive questioning, continuous cues and frequent movement, metoism, glancing sideways and offering advice, acknowledgement of thoughts, reflection and asking open-ended questions. So out of this, which is the effective listening, factor for effective listening? Okay, interruptions nahi hoga, listening effective nahi hoga, aggressive questioning effective nahi hoga, metoism इफेक्टिव नहीं होगा, और ऑफरिंग एन एडवाइस भी नहीं होगा इफेक्टिव. इफेक्टिव होने के लिए आपके थॉट्स को एक्नॉलेज होना चाहिए, उसका रिफ्लेक्शन होना चाहिए, open ended questions होने चाहिए, then only your listening can be effective. This is also the recent question in the final of the next examination. So just ensure that how the question, see, you know these things, but you should know what type of option is the best possible option. So here the option number D is the best possible option. The choice of communication partners is influenced by. Now see, आपके communication partners की choice किस factor से influence होती है? Proximity, utility, loneliness, utility, secrecy, dissonance. Dissonance का मतलब होता है disagreement. Secrecy, dissonance, deception, dissimilarity, dissonance and deviance. अगर आपको इसके words नहीं पता है, लेकिन आपको dissonance का मतलब, see, you should know your terms very well. Dissonance का मतलब है disagreement. अगर आपके partner, communication partner में हमेशा अगर disagreement होगा, definitely things are not going to work out. So if you see all the option goes wrong, okay, your correct option is proximity, utility and loneliness. Okay, so this is option number A is your right answer. See, please try to understand. You should know the meanings well. तो आपको easy हो जाता है options cut करने के लिए, and you come very near to the close option. Then, languages of communication also constitutes. Communication के जो language होते हैं, it constitutes of what? Random world? नहीं, random तो नहीं हो सकता है. Social world, divine world, unsanified world. So divine नहीं हो सकता है, unsanified नहीं हो सकता है. It's about the society, the social world. So communication, it's about what? It's about the society, the social world. So option number 2 is your right answer. Let's go to next question. Imagine you are working in an educational institution. आप एक educational institute में job कर रहे हो, where people are of equal status, the way you are. Which method of communication is best suited and normally employed in such context? Equal status का मतलब है same position. तो अगर आप एक educational institute में काम कर रहे हो and you are working with the people of same position, yani same line, okay, same line of your position. So such type, see, I have given you the answer in my diagram itself. So such type of communication is called what? Horizontal, vertical, corporate or cross. सेम लाइन बोला है तो क्रॉस हो ही नहीं सकता है. इट्स एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन, कॉर्पोरेट हो ही नहीं सकता है. सो सेम लाइन, हायरार्की नहीं बोला है. सो ऑब्वियसली वर्टिकल नहीं हो सकता है. वर्टिकल होता था तो इट विल बी लाइक दैट, हायरार्की. बट यहाँ पे सेम लाइन बोला है, सो इट इज हॉरिजॉन्टल. इट्स अ हॉरिजॉन्टल कम्युनिकेशन. ऑप्शन नंबर ए इज योर राइट आंसर. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Identify the important element of a teacher has to take cognizance of what while addressing students in a classroom. कौन से एलिमेंट को टीचर को कंसिडर करना पड़ेगा while addressing the students in the classroom. So whether it is avoidance of proximity, in a distance कम करना, voice modulation, okay, or it is repetitive pauses, or it is fixed posture. Fixed posture होगा नहीं because teacher has to keep on moving in the class. Repetitive pauses होंगे नहीं, students will get annoyed. Avoidance of proximity, no, there has to be a proper distance, standard distance. So the option here, the correct answer is a voice modulation. Teacher has to take consideration of voice modulation while addressing the students in the classroom. So option number B is your right answer. Next question. What are the barriers of effective communication? Barriers. I hope everyone knows the meaning of barriers. Barriers ka matlab hai which can bring obstacles in communication. So moralizing, being judgmental, and comments on consolation, dialogue, summary, and self-review, use of simple words, cool reaction, and defensive attitude, personal statement, eye contact, and simple narration. So what are the barriers? See, आप क्वेश्चन ठीक से रीड करो. बैरियर्स, ऑब्स्टिकल. अगर आप इस ऑप्शंस पढ़ते हो, सेल्फ रिव्यू, ये तो अच्छी बात है. यूज ऑफ सिंपल वर्ड्स, अच्छी बात है. पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट, आई कॉन्टैक्ट, अच्छी बात है. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट प्रॉब्लम्स. सो जजमेंटल होना, मॉरलाइजिंग करना, इट्स नॉट गुड. बट ये इन्होंने यही पूछा है, बैरियर क्या हो सकता है. दैट इज योर ऑप्शन, फर्स्ट ऑप्शन. सो ऑप्शन नंबर ए इज योर राइट आंसर. Coming to your next question, that is aspects of voice other than speech. Other aspects of voice, क्या उसको बोलते हैं? That is called as physical language, personal language, para language, delivery language. Physical तो होगा नहीं, personal होगा नहीं, delivery language होगा नहीं. So it is para language. It's nothing but it's a meta communication. It means it's like a secondary communication. So it is called as what? Para language. This is also a recent question. So just recent questions है, उसके आप notes बनाओ. So it will be helpful for you in the upcoming examination. That is right answer is option number C. Now, every type of communication is affected by its reception, transmission, non-regulation, context. So when we are talking about communication किससे affect हो सकता है? Definitely reception से नहीं, transmission से नहीं, non-regulation नहीं, but context. Okay, context can create a lot of effect. It can create a lot of impact on the type of communication. So your right answer is option number D, that is context. Moving ahead. Attitudes, actions, and appearance in the context of classroom communication. Now see, attitudes, actions, and appearance. यहाँ पे उन्होंने बहुत क्लियर क्वेश्चन दिया है. वो क्या हो सकता है? वर्बल, नॉन वर्बल, इम्पर्सनल, इरैशनल. इम्पर्सनल, इरैशनल होगा ही नहीं. ओके, इट्स नॉट नियर बाय एट ऑल. एटीट्यूड, एक्शन, अपीयरेंस दिया है. ओके, या कहीं पे भी उन्होंने वर्बल indication diya nahi hai. So all these are the examples of what? All these are the examples of non-verbal. So your option here is non-verbal communication. अगर आप देख रहे हो, we have done 34 questions. 34 questions में से non-verbal के लिए उन्होंने बहुत questions पूछे हैं in different way. So आपको ये सब पता होने चाहिए कि कौन से type के, you should start making a judgment कि कौन से type के questions, कौन से topic के questions are being more frequent but with a twist. So you have to make a proper judgment of all these questions and read the question when it appears very clearly. Let's go to the next question. Most often the teacher-student communication is what? The teacher-to-student communication is plurist, critical, utilitarian, confrontational. So plurist इसका मतलब जिसको हम eliminate करते हैं. So it's not possible. critical, no. Utilitarian and confrontational. Okay, it means that the one which is utilized. So teacher and student, if they are communicating, so क्या उसमें से हम ले सकते हैं? The one which is most and most utilized, जहाँ पे student can utilize more and more out of the teacher, and teacher can utilize more from the student to understand the student. So it is called as utilitarian. So option number C is your right answer for this question. Let's go ahead. In a classroom, the communicator's trust level is determined by. क्लासरूम में कम्युनिकेटर का ट्रस्ट लेवल किससे डिटरमाइंड होता है? जो कम्युनिकेट करता है उसका ट्रस्ट लेवल. यूज ऑफ हाइपरबोले, चेंज ऑफ वॉइस लेवल, द यूज ऑफ एब्स्ट्रैक्ट कंसेप्ट्स, आई कॉन्टैक्ट. Okay, you should know the meaning of this word. Hyperbole का मतलब over exaggeration. When you are very over exaggerating the things. नहीं, बहुत सारे मे बी बच्चों को पसंद नहीं है, so this will not be an option. Change of voice level, no, they want you to be a same, I mean to say your voice level should know when to go at a higher one, when to come at lower, but frequent changes will not be accepted. Trust will not be there. Use of abstract concepts, so they are very difficult to judge at, so no. So how you will create a test? A confident eye contact, a proper eye contact will give you the trust level. Okay, so option number D is your right answer. Next question. Which of the following is not a principle of effective communication? See, not. Please read the question very correctly. yahi pe hum mistake kar lete hain. Okay, use strategic use of grapevine, pervasive and convincing dialogue, participation of audience, one way transfer of communication. So agar aapne bahut zyada jaldi kar diya, so you will definitely make a mistake over here. See, which of the following is not the principle? Not. So कभी भी हमने पढ़ा है communication always has to be a two-way process. तो यहाँ पे grapevine is accepted. Sometimes informal communication चलता है. Okay, pervasive होना चाहिए, participation of audience होना चाहिए. तो कौन सा accept नहीं होगा? One way. Why? Because communication has to always be a two-way process. Okay, so option number D is your right option. In communication, लैंग्वेज को क्या माना जाता है इन कम्युनिकेशन? लैंग्वेज, सी ऑप्शन. ये अभी ये क्वेश्चन मैंने आपको जस्ट बोला था, वर्बल और नॉन वर्बल पे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं, बट विद अ ट्विस्ट. सो यू शुड नो इट वेरी वेल. लैंग्वेज, तो लैंग्वेज है, इंट्रापर्सनल होगा नहीं. इंट्रा यानी हम हमसे ही वी आर जस्ट विद आवरसेल्फ. नो, symbolic code क्योंकि वो नॉन वर्बल आता है. So language is what? नॉन वर्बल है नहीं. So language is part of what? It's a part of verbal code. So here the correct option is option number B is your right answer. Next, which of the following are the characteristic features of communication? Read all the points. Communication involves exchange of ideas, facts and opinions. Communication involves both information and understanding. Communication is a continuous process. Communication is a circular process. So if you see, it's involved exchange. ये communication का definition है. So yes, this is a right option. Communication involves both information and understanding. Yes. Continuous होना चाहिए. Yes. Circular होना चाहिए. It's like two-way type. Yes. So if you see, all the options are correct. So option number A, which includes all the option A, B, C, and D. So your right option for this answer is, for this question is option number A. Next one. Effectiveness of communication can be traced by from which of the following? अगर आपको effectiveness trace करना है तो कौन से option से करोगे? Attitude survey, performance record, student attendance, or selection of communication. So the right answer for this, okay, that is attitude survey, students performance, or students attendance, or you can go with selection of communication. So if you see over here, every option, okay, ये सारे यूज होंगे जब हमें effectiveness of communication stress करना है. Okay, so if you see here, the option number B is your right answer. A, B, C, D. Okay. Now, the term grapevine is also called. अभी just मैंने this is also just हमने अभी उसका concept किया था. The term grapevine is also called as horizontal, downward communication, informal communication, or upward communication. So your answer, right answer is what? Grapevine is termed as informal communication. So for this, the right answer is option number C. Okay, next. Assertion and reason. Assertion. Formal communication tends to be fast and flexible, whereas reason is given. Formal communication is a systematic and orderly flow of information. So यहाँ पे formal communication tends to be fast and flexible, ऐसे कहीं पे भी नहीं बताया है. Formal communication is systematically and orderly flow of information. Yes, it is correct. But A is what? A is false. So here there is no explanation. The statement A is false and R is true or R is correct. Okay. So here if you see, your option number A is the right answer. Next. The dance of honeybee conveying to the other bees, that is honeybee conveying to other bees, other honeybees, where nectar will be found is an example of what? Dance of honeybee conveying to other bees. Okay, ये क्या, इसको हम कौन से टाइप का कम्युनिकेशन बोलेंगे? मास, ग्रुप, इंटरपर्सनल, इंट्रा. इंट्रा तो होगा नहीं, interpersonal between two people hai, hoga nahi. So it is, it is, one honeybee telling to other bees. So it is nothing but it is called as what? It is called as group communication. So your option is option number B is your right answer. This question is also a recent exam based question. So thoda isko note karke rakho. You can get, such examples और आपको communication के types find करने बोलेंगे. Next one. The mode of communication that involves a single source transmitting information to a large number of receivers. Single source hai, okay, or large number of receivers hai simultaneously. So again, it can be which type of? Intra or interpersonal hoga nahi. Okay, यहाँ पे देखो बहुत large number दिया है. So it will be definitely what? A mass communication. So here your right option is option number B, that is mass communication. Next, a smart classroom, read the word very well. A smart classroom is a teaching space which has smart portion with a touch panel control system, PCs, personal computers, laptop connection, and DVD or VCR player, a document, camera, and specialized software, projector, and screen. So if you see all the options, okay, these are used in the smart classrooms. Obviously, touch panel, connection, laptop connection, camera, projectors. See, these are all the options which will be all the available tools which will require for a smart classroom. So option number D, which will be consisting of all the options, will be your right answer. So in this, the right answer for the question is option number D. Next, the term yellow journalism refers to. Now yes, ये communication का एक term है, yellow journalism. हम इसे कहाँ पे use करते हैं? Sensational news about terrorism and violence, sensationalism and exaggeration to attract readers or viewers, sensational news about arts and culture, and sensational news prints in yellow paper. So which type of option here this? ये तो होगा नहीं, okay? Violence हम नहीं करेंगे, okay? Sensational news about arts and culture, it is not covering everything. So basically, yellow journalism is a concept or a term which is used to, attract the reader towards the towards a communication message. Let's say advertisements hai, or you want to attract the people to the newspaper. तो आप एक उस punchline या tagline ऐसे लिखते हो, people get automatically attracted towards the news. So that is called as yellow journalism. So option number B is your right answer. Next, in the classroom, the teacher sends a message either as words or images. Either as words or images. इसका मतलब है verbally or non-verbally. Students कौन है? Who are students really are? Encoder, decoder, agitators, propagators. So these are not an close option. So students, teacher message दे रहे हैं, teacher message दे रहे हैं, तो teacher becomes what? Teacher becomes encoders. Students message receive कर रहे हैं, तो obviously students क्या हो जाएंगे? Decoders. Okay, the one who sends the message, communication process या communication cycle में हमने पढ़ा है, the one who sends the message, sender is an encoder, receiver is the decoder. तो टीचर सेंड कर रही है मैसेज, तो यहाँ पे टीचर क्या है, एनकोडर, स्टूडेंट्स रिसीव इट, इररेस्पेक्टिव वो वर्बल है नॉन वर्बल है, आपको कंफ्यूज करने के लिए उन्होंने वर्ड्स डाले हैं, बट स्टूडेंट्स क्या होंगे, डिकोडर. सो योर राइट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन नंबर बी. ओके. Breakdown in verbal communication is described as breakdown. What does breakdown call us? Breakdown, short circuit, no. Contradiction, no. Unevenness, no. Breakdown is called as entropy. Now, this is nothing but lack of order. Okay, lack of order in communication. That is called as breakdown. So here your right option is option number D. Okay. Next. The telephone model of communication was first developed in the area of technological dispersion theory, minimal effect theory, informational. So now the telephone is nothing but a communication model, okay, which comes under technology. So this was under what? This was under the technology theory. So here the right option is option number A. And here we are to the last question of our series, that is, in circular communication, the encoder becomes a decoder when there is encoder. See, ये सर्कुलर कम्युनिकेशन है, ये एनकोडर है और ये डिकोडर है, पर इन्होंने क्वेश्चन क्या पूछा है, एनकोडर बिकम्स डिकोडर. एनकोडर डिकोडर कब बन जाएंगे, when there is a noise, when there is an audience, when there is criticality, when there is a feedback. Obviously noise, audience, criticality होगा नहीं. Encoder, decoder कब बन जाएंगे, जब decoder will give the feedback to them. So encoder becomes what? A decoder. So that option here is the right option is option number D, that is feedback. So here we end up with our mock test series 5. I request all the students to put your scores in the comment box, okay? And it will help us to plan your next test with what type of questions we have to come up or concept questions आपके लिए, आपके preparation के लिए डालने चाहिए. So just a small request to everyone and stay tuned for the upcoming mock test series. Spread the message to all the net participants, net aspirants who are going to appear for this May 2021 to take maximum facility of this mock test series. और उसके साथ आप भी इसकी facility लो and ensure that you are enjoying this series by well preparation from your end and doing your best. So thank you everyone, to every one of you for watching this mock test series, and we will be back with our next series. Thank you everyone.